What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Yinz and Youse podcast. Wildcard weekend is officially in the books, and for both Pennsylvania teams, it was a brutal way to end the season. The playoffs were unforgiving, and this week certainly delivered a reality check for both the Steelers and the Eagles. In Pittsburgh, the loss didn't just close the door on January football. It closed a chapter. The franchise now heads into one of the most uncertain offseason in decades. What comes next for the Steelers is no longer just about next season. It's about the future of the entire organization. And in Philly, the fallout was immediate. After early playoff exit, the Eagles wasted no time making changes, firing their offensive coordinator as the pressure ramps up to fix a unit that never truly found consistency down the stretch. We're going to break down how both teams' season ended, what major moves mean, and how the rest of the wildcard weekend reshapes the playoff bracket. This is the Yinz and Youse podcast. Let's get cracking.
I don't have a funny little quip this week because it's not a fun week.
I was just getting ready to say, don't waste my time.
No.
Because both of our teams got eliminated from the playoffs.
They're gone.
Kevin Patullo got fired today. Mike Tomlin stepped down.
All right. Here's the
Emergency
opener.
pod. Emergency pod.
You ready?
Sound
Here's the
alarms.
opener. Here's the opener. Salute. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Yinz and Youse podcast. Low energy.
Mixed emotions.
Football for us is over.
Season's done.
It's done. The whole state of Pennsylvania out in the wild card round. So there's a little bit of an upside for you. You won $100. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Win-win situation over the weekend. So in May, mind you, FanDuel put out some props for a stage of elimination for each team. And I think like Steelers eliminated in the wild card round was like plus 150 or something. And I was like, or it was like, I think it was like plus 200. And I was like, I'll throw some money on that. So
it's not a bad bet in all honesty.
Unfortunately, I did win over $100 this weekend.
Yeah.
Because we got eliminated in the wild card round.
Yeah.
And I was there. I watched it happen live. It was awesome.
Hey, you were. I mean, the first three quarters were probably great.
Yeah, let me just debrief my experience in this game. So we get up. It was obviously like a late time decision of us deciding we should go. Me and our buddy, we decided to go. We came to the conclusion that I am undefeated this year, and I am undefeated in my lifetime in AFC South opponents. A friend that I was going with is undefeated in his lifetime. He's been through a lot of games.
Yeah,
that's big.
That's big.
We decided we were going to carry our good fortune, our good juju, into this game into Pittsburgh. So we get into Pittsburgh on Monday. We arrive at 5 o'clock on the dot, to which we arrive to a tailgate, which some great Yinzers out there, man. I mean, everyone was feeling really good. We ended up finding this table that was giving out free crown shots, which, I mean, of course we're not going to say no to that.
That's quality, yeah.
And before we get into the stadium, we're talking to different people, talking about what's going on, how the season been going. And the guy hands out crown shots to everybody. And there's a group of like probably 50 people around this table. And the man stands up there, and he talks about the drought the playoff that Pittsburgh has had in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
And all the ups and downs. And he's like, all the chatter going on with Mike Tomlin. All these people saying Aaron Rodgers doesn't have it anymore. And right before that, he lifted a shot in the air. He said, I'll see everybody in 2 weeks when we host Buffalo for the AFC Championship game. Threw down the shot, locked in. Get into the stadium, and crowd was electric, dude. I mean, I think I saw more Aaron Rodgers Green Bay jerseys than I did Houston Texans this year. Yeah, I mean, so many Pittsburgh fans there in Pittsburgh fighting the cold to evidently see yourselves try to win a playoff game. And the crowd was into it. Defense was awesome. And as we look at like years past 5 playoff matchups, the Steelers have been outscored in the first quarter 73-0.
Oh, yeah.
That's super real. We get absolutely blown out and smoked at the end of the first quarter. So we're watching this game. Defense is looking great. C.J. Stroud can't play in the cold. Stand by it, what I said. I'm not scared of C.J. Stroud.
No,
he was making mistakes.
He didn't look good. He did not look good.
We get our drive. We go down. We score 3. Defense is playing really good. We're up 3-0 at halftime. And I even said in our football group chat, I was like, hey, just throwing it out there. This is the first time we've led in the first quarter, the past 5 matchups.
Absolutely.
So we're playing good, looking pretty good, forcing a lot of turnovers. Offense, however, just couldn't ever really get hot, and that part hurt real bad. So we ended up Texans got a score, they got a touchdown, and we got another field goal, and we were going in 7-6 at a half. And we're thinking, this is still a really gettable game. Going into the half, we're going to kick the ball off. Defense is still playing good. We just, offense just has to get moving. They just got to get moving.
Absolutely.
We held them scoreless in the third quarter, which were typically pretty good in the third quarter and have been going into this game all month. So we still can't get anything done. And it's 7-6 Texans going into the fourth quarter. And I'm looking around, my buddy and everybody else, and I'm like, we think this is possible. We can finally get a playoff game. I was preparing myself. I was like, we're gonna get a playoff win. And then it got so bad, so fast in the fourth quarter. Offense never got moving.
No, nothing clicked.
Got worse. So the Texans put up 23 points in the fourth quarter off of a fumble by Aaron Rodgers, a sack that was returned for a touchdown, followed by a pick six that was returned for a touchdown, and then a rushing touchdown that was scored in the last 2 minutes. Just garbage time.
Fumble and the pick six, I swear to God, I blinked, and they both happened. Because I looked away in all reality, it felt like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I checked my phone, commercials were on, I looked back up, oh my God, another defensive touchdown.
I mean, it was, like I said, bad to worse. So fast, it got out of hand. And we're sitting there, we get the first the turnover that they ended up scoring on, and we're thinking, okay, if we just get a score, go get a field goal, we can send this thing to overtime. And then the offense made another mistake, and they got another score. And C.J. Stroud had 5 fumbles and 2 interceptions. And we got 3 points off of that.
Yeah.
2 of those fumbles we recovered. Mm-hmm. So really, we benefited of 4 turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
3 points off of those 4 turnovers. The Steelers now are the first team in the NFL history to lose 5 straight playoff games by double digits.
And
Did you know that?
Tomlin is the first coach ever to do this.
Tomlin is the first coach ever to do this. And, I mean, it only makes sense that Christian Kirk, this entire season, had 28 catches for 239 yards.
Yep.
The entire year.
Yep.
17
nothing
games.
Nothing crazy.
17 games. He got 28 catches for 239 yards. So clearly, it makes sense for him to have over 110 yards.
Of course.
And a touchdown. I mean, just makes sense, right?
Of course.
Offense again, could not move. We're getting outgained. I think, let me look at it real quick. 408 to 175 is what we were being outgained by the Texans. Mm-hmm. And the yardage was so bad. I'm convinced that, one, Pat Freiermuth had to have slept with Arthur Smith's wife.
Something happened.
I don't know what Arthur Smith has to not get Pat Freiermuth involved. Arthur Smith also, if he wants to go coach the Titans, man, by all means go. Because this was awful. And he said that earlier this week, he was interviewing this week for the Titans position. He said he was focused on this. I absolutely don't believe that. Offense just could not get moving. Partially, one with the play call. 2, I mean, DK Metcalf didn't pay way too much money to not catch a football.
Old Miss receivers.
That stunk. And, he we could have won some games earlier with him, but he decided to punch a fan, and he got suspended for 2 games. And then he can't catch the ball.
Rightfully so. Hold on. Rightfully so. As long as that story is right.
You just don't punch fans, dude.
You just don't say something about a man's mother.
Well, you don't say that either. But, again, dude, you can't. And because of that, got suspended 2 games. And he gets paid way too much money. You can't be doing that with that too much money.
That's true. No, absolutely, it's true. But problem is, you guys look really good without him. I mean, you guys didn't look great, and he was there.
That Cleveland game was bad.
The Cleveland game. Yeah, wipe that off the board. But why can't I think of who you guys played? Oh wait, no, it was Cleveland. Never mind. Psst.
Yeah.
But
Cleveland and Baltimore were the last 2 games without him.
DK, don't get me wrong, he's a good receiver and he's had some great plays. But in Pittsburgh, at least under this coaching staff, which you guys have, his main goal should be to draw defenders away. I mean, it's not going to put up a lot of stats. It sucks to just run routes. But when he is taking that double coverage away from the main receiver of the play, it works every time.
I mean, there was a route that, as clear as day was so open, and it was going to be like a 40-plus yard reception, easily going to get us in the field goal range earlier in this game to help get us a lead or just close the gap a little bit. Just dropped it, hit him right in the hands, and Aaron Rodgers did everything he could. Put it right.
That was a crazy.
That's dumb.
Right between his hands.
The worst place to hit a guy, right in the hands.
Oh yeah,
right in
yeah.
the hands. Worst place to hit a guy. Oh, and it's just such a disservice because now the season's over. It ended like that, and it just stinks that Aaron Rodgers didn't play good because I felt like now he was pretty good this season.
I'm telling you. When he broke his hand and he had the Percocets, was his best time playing. He needed to start taking more painkillers. I don't advocate that, but
I think overall, I thought he was good the whole season. And then, he was really hot late in the season. This is the best offense we've had since Big Ben's retirement. And was it perfect? No. But, we were scoring. He was controlling the offense. We finally have a leader on the field. And it makes me sick that he did not play good because I thought he was pretty good overall this offense.
What is his future looking like? He hasn't made any statements or anything.
He's said at the beginning of the season, he's made it clear that he was just signed into a 1-year contract to maybe be done. He doesn't know. He then played this season, and again, early on was playing pretty good.
Yeah.
Made jokes, comments that maybe he's not done. Maybe he'll be back in Pittsburgh. Really hot in December for the most part. Won the AFC North. Had a whole playoff game. Didn't play very good. Walked into the locker room. Now, what doesn't help and why I think he is done, at least with Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin's done. Mike Tomlin today stepped down, and we'll get into more of that in a little bit, but on the focus of Aaron Rodgers, I can't see him staying for a brand new head coach.
It's kind of what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
And with that as well, I also kind of I'm thinking that this is Cam Hayward's last season.
You think?
I was kind of debating because they have a really good relationship with each other.
Oh yeah.
Tomlin and Hayward, and Hayward came in 2011. Has been with Tomlin his whole career.
Yeah.
The longest time Tomlin's had a player on his team as a head coach. Their relationship's really good. So I always kind of thought they'd leave probably at the same time. And now with this news of Mike Tomlin coming out, I am also kind of wondering if this is Cam Hayward's also last time walking off the field.
I don't know. I mean, one, what's his contract look like? I have no clue personally.
They just signed him this year for another 1-year thing.
Just a 1 year? Okay.
They re-signed him, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, if it's just a 1 year, maybe he quits it. But I don't know. I could totally see him staying just to try out the new coach, see what happens.
He's 30.
But he's up there.
He's old.
He's up there.
He is old, and he's been playing pretty good. And I don't think he's the kind of a guy that would drag it out. He's 36, excuse me. But for defensive end, and we already drafted his replacement with Derek Harmon this year.
Yeah,
he was great. Cam Hayward was great for Derek Harmon, but I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think I watched Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin, and Cam Hayward walk off the field for the final time in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, all together. They walked out together, and I was like,
"Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that was pretty rough." So, on to the more explosive news is let's dive in a little more. Mike Tomlin, after 19 seasons, has decided to voluntarily step down from his position as head coach and leave the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Can I make a comment?
You may make a comment.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. This is going to be, hopefully, a huge blessing for you guys. Now,
okay, continue.
the Steelers and the Ravens have the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever.
Well, their coach, not their coach, the owner of the Ravens already kind of made a comment about that.
Did he really?
He was having. I did see the clip today. Because he was having a press conference for something, and during it, like some guy brought up, he was like, "Hey, Mike Tomlin just stepped down," and he was like, "What?" And then he just brought it up, and someone hypothetically was like, Is he going to like come into your coaching carousel? And he was just like, man, shit, wouldn't that just be really funny? And then he said, only if John takes the Steelers job will I consider Mike
Could you
Tomlin.
imagine if they switch up and they still go 9-8? Both teams.
That'd be wild, bro. But it's time for me to do something now that something has happened. So let me just really quickly.
They did it. They did it.
It happened.
They
did it. We respectfully have moved on from Mike
And
Tomlin.
honestly, it was respectful.
It honestly was, and it's okay. So here's my 2 cents because I've been in my emotions all day, and I kind of was in the group chat when this is going on. Let me first preference this. Yes, it did need to happen. I'll dive into that more later, but you gotta understand from my point of view. Basically, my entire life and existence of being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and watching the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin has been at the helm of that.
He has.
And I think this is just like I don't know. I don't know. This is really new to me. It's very new to me, and it's very new for a lot of people.
I guess. I never thought about that.
I brought it up in the video. I was like, because I know like he was hired 2007, and I was 7 or 8, so like I vaguely remember that like last few years with Cowher, and I vaguely remember the Super Bowl that he won with Jerome Bettis and Ben's first Super Bowl. But like again, majority of my life paying attention and watching the Steelers and being a fan of the Steelers. Like my earliest memory, like vivid memory of I can tell you exactly where I was James Harrison in that pick 6 in the Super Bowl that he had. That was for like 102 yards. I remember that like crazy. And I now like this is a new head coach. This is our 4th head coach since '69. Yeah. Which is, it's just something the Steelers don't do.
I mean, the Steelers are really good at keeping a coach around. I'll give you that.
Yeah, and like even like further with that, with what you just mentioned with Harbaugh, I've been watching Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, put up great matches against each other.
They did.
And they've always been good because like typically Steelers Ravens were always playing for something. And like for 18 seasons, I've been watching Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh go at it. Really great rivalry, really great stuff. And now it's all brand new to me. And again, like it had to happen again. We both have had our grievances and complained about Mike Tomlin. I do want to say, like, I don't hate Mike Tomlin. Like, I think he is a good guy. Oh, but
any of the comments that I make are not reflecting the people themselves.
Yeah, like I don't hate Mike Tomlin, but we just got to understand, like, the Steelers have just been so stale.
Yeah.
For so long.
I hate his coaching style.
Yeah.
I hate what he brings to a team.
Like again, he now has ties the longest streak for playoff losses. He's like 7 now, and we've gotten blown out in all of those. Yeah. And like the last 5 hasn't won a playoff game since 2017. We're now going on to a decade. Next season, if he stayed, would have been a decade. He would have been pushing without a playoff win, and like. It's just been stale. He's been there for 19 years, all right? And I appreciate everything that he did. Like, regardless of, like, I know he didn't win anything. Hold on. But, like, he was right above 5. Like, we were pretty relevant for a while. Like, we were there. He had some really good Pro Bowlers during his tenure. Like, I do appreciate what he did. But, again, like, it was just stale. And now it's time for the new regime in Pittsburgh, and I don't know what that looks like. Yeah. I don't, but
I'm really curious who they're thinking about bringing up, or
I don't know. That's what I was even thinking about today because I know we had this conversation last year of like maybe this is the time to move on from Tomlin because I liked the coaching pool last year. Like I mentioned how much I was high on Vrabel. I didn't know how great Ben Johnson was going to be, but like he was also on the block, and like Liam Cohen was there, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of old guys that are around right now. So, like, Kevin Stefanski's still looking for a job, the old Brown head coach. John Harbaugh seemingly still wants to coach somewhere.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel from the Dolphins.
That could be interesting.
I'd take him as an offensive coordinator. I wouldn't take him.
I think he's a good offensive guy. But
yeah, I think he's a good offensive man. He's pretty young. I think he's 40 on the dot. But I was you kind of want – I don't like a younger guy.
Yeah, you want somebody who's going to be around for a while.
That has to just revamp this because again, it's just been stale.
I think that you need to look at an offensive guy. You've had a defensive mind for the past 19 years, and it hasn't really worked out too much for the most part. I mean, the standard is the standard. You guys were staying right around the same spot for those 19 years, but. I don't know. I think offensive mind, some new blood. I think it'll bring a lot to rejuvenate this team.
I think you gotta bring in because this is what I'm gonna preface. I'm gonna put this out on my record so that everyone knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tomlin is not the only problem in Pittsburgh.
He's not.
He is not. And I think it just got to a point of why I think he stepped down is because one, he knew the backlash he was facing. He knew how intense the fans were getting in his job and what he was doing. I think it just got to a point where he can't fix what the problem is right now because it goes deeper than coaching. Because we've been needing the quarterback for the past 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah,
still don't have one. No. I mean, I'm you and I both said I really hope it's Will Howard. But I don't know. We didn't get to see him play at all this year. We didn't get to see him play at all this year, so I don't know. Kevin Colbert, the old GM before Omar, stank so bad. If you look at all of his drafts are terrible. And Tomlin really hasn't retained any a lot of his first round picks because they're just not that good. I think Cam and TJ. Someone tell me if there's another one, but I think those are the only first round guys that are still other than the last 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys leave after their rookie contracts. We haven't retained a lot of those first round draft picks. So and that falls on Kevin Colbert, the GM. Our new GM now, Omar Khan, he's made it very clear that he wants to win a Super Bowl. And I believe that, but I think his methodology in doing that is he's doing a win right now kind of situation.
Yeah.
And we've been signing a lot of those veteran players. So he got now his draft, in my opinion, his drafts have been very good. We've drafted our offensive line that we have right now, and I think they are very good. And I think we're going to continue to retain those people.
Oh, for sure.
I think he's built that offensive line from the draft. I love that. Joey Porter Jr. he drafted, and I think he's going to be a franchise corner. I think he's been fantastic. He's made some moves, I like Patrick Peterson in the middle linebacking core. He drafted Peyton Wilson. I like Peyton Wilson. I think he's going to be good. But, the last few quarterbacks we had from Omar were Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and now Aaron Rodgers. Because Colbert was the one that drafted Pickett. That was his last draft. So Omar didn't have any problem with that. But then with that, Omar can't make a move at wide receiver. Or, not a good one because he's just bringing in all these old – vets on their way out the door.
Yeah.
And we don't. And if there's no reason, we need to take a wide receiver round 1.
Yes, absolutely.
Have to.
You guys already took Howard. You got to rock with him.
This is ridiculous. And there's no quarterback well enough to draft in the first round. Probably not even the second round. I don't think. There's no. Again, we were talking beginning of the season, how hyped up this quarterback class was. It's not anymore. They have underperformed like crazy as a whole, and some of them aren't even going to the draft. Arch Manning is staying one more year in college.
Yep.
So,
well, that's why you guys go 5-12 next season and pick up Arch.
We pick up Arch, go 5-12. I mean, the Patriots did that, dude. Tom Brady left. They got Mac Jones, but they were in the slumps for a while. Never made the playoffs.
Yeah,
tanked really bad. Picked up Drake May. Got a new coach, and now they're probably going to win the AFC.
I think next year, if not the next 2 years, are going to be not necessarily rebuilds. You don't have a lot. I mean, there are a lot of positions that need to be rebuilt and brought up with some young blood, like you were saying. You're just filling it with some old head veterans, which doesn't hurt, but that is a very right now momentum.
It's like it just hasn't been good because again, I mentioned the stuff of bringing in the veteran wide receivers. Those Adam Thielen was pretty okay. I'm not really. I mean, I don't think he really had a bad moment. We didn't give him too much, but when the ball was going his way, he made some catches. MVS was not the exact opposite. The dude could not catch a ball from Rodgers. Rodgers again is at least our best quarterback that we've brought in, but. I don't know, but then we brought in Patrick Peterson for a while. He wasn't very good. We brought in Darius Slay. He was not very good at all. We signed Jawan Thornhill. He was not good whatsoever.
Nope.
I don't know. And then that even just raises the question as just entertainment because one I was looking at it today and the draft power rankings came out and the Steelers right now are 5th because. We've talked accumulated a lot of draft picks. Mm-hmm. We have 5 picks right now in the top 100.
Yeah,
so that's the most out of any team. Do you? It's just this is just an entertainment kind of thought because my dad did bring it up. Mm-hmm. Do you just destroy everything and rebuild with a new coach? Do you let go of Cam Hayward, let him retire, get all his money back? Do you trade T.J. Watt because he's on a humongous contract? Do you do something with DK? Do you do something with Jalen Ramsey? Those guys that are getting paid a lot of money, do you just blow everything up and restart?
I'm not opposed to it, in all honesty.
But you also got to get somebody in that you trust.
Exactly. So
which is hard.
I don't think you get rid of all of them in the bulk. I don't think that. Why can't I think of his name? We were just talking about him. Wide receiver. DK, thank you. I don't think that you should drop DK.
He's just getting paid a lot of money. And
he is getting paid a lot.
And I'm and it's not mostly on him because for a while he wasn't getting too involved.
Exactly.
But when you need him to clutch up, that's kind of what you're paying him for, and he wasn't really doing that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that you should keep at least one veteran wide receiver around. You're not gonna like this. I know that you just brought it up, but I think it's time for TJ to go. He's gotta go.
I've hinted at that, and those 2 games that he was out with the punctured lung, Jack Sawyer and Nick Herbig were doing pretty good.
Jack Sawyer they did the job.
Forced a fumble that we got a turnover. Jack Sawyer, I think, is gonna be good, and we have that. It's nice to have the depth. Don't get me wrong. Of course,
yeah. But I don't think that TJ is bad at all.
I don't think so. I love
at
TJ,
all.
bro. I love
but
TJ.
You guys can survive without him.
Yeah, and
that's where that falls.
We paid him a lot of money this offseason. Now, granted, he did get a punctured lung
at
the end of the season, but even before that, he wasn't doing. You're not doing what you're paying him to do.
Exactly.
We wait so long. Myles Garrett gets paid highest non-quarterback player in the league, in history league, and then we go out and make TJ that, and it wasn't even TJ Watt wasn't even sniffing the competition for Defensive Player of the Year.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all.
I think that he could maybe thrive somewhere else. I just don't think that Pittsburgh's that place. So I do think you lose that contract. I think you're right. You let Cam retire, get that money back. You do need to break down some of this team. I don't think that you need to go with a quarterback this year. I think you let Will Howard play out the year. And I'm hoping with some new blood in the coaching positions that you guys won't do that weird thing of either, 1, picking up a veteran for a year, or 2, picking up a rookie, not letting him develop, and then just dropping him to the curb. And I'm not saying that Kenny Pickett is good by any means, but that is exactly what happened to Kenny Pickett. He had no time to develop. He had no time to learn the game, and he looked like dog shit when he played.
Yeah, part of the reason of why there's a problem, and I blame this on Colbert, who was the GM at the time, there was no plan for the retirement of Ben Roethlisberger.
Exactly.
And you get stuck with that. So Ben's last year, you draft Pat Freiermuth for the tight end position, and you draft Najee Harris with your first-round pick at the running back position. The next year, Ben's gone. All these players are gone. And that's what Najee even talked about. Najee was like, I'm entering my second year, and I'm a veteran on the team. Yeah. Because there's because then you bring in George Pickens, you bring in Kenny Pickett, and all these young guys. And Najee's the leader. And he was like, I just didn't know what he was doing.
Exactly.
And I don't knock that to him.
No, that's not a fault on him.
Yeah, and that's why, I think he wasn't. I think he could have been way more successful.
Because under Tomlin, players did not get developed, no matter what the position was. Tomlin
also just
was
had
an
Matt
easy
Canada as
coach
well,
to
who
play
was just
for.
not a
Yes,
good-
yeah. I mean, yes, not all of it falls onto Tomlin, but I think that my point still stands that he is an easy coach to play for, and that's why people like to play for him. He is not tough on the players. There's no discipline.
I also don't think, and of why we've had weak coordinators. And we've had this talk a little bit, but I don't think Tomlin wants someone that can challenge him. And
No,
we've had some, and his best coordinators were Bruce Arians and Dick LeBeau, and those guys were there with Bill Cowher and came in. And then he sent Bruce Arians on his way because he ended up going to being a coach, and then Dick LeBeau retired.
Yep.
And then it's just.
I've been seeing a lot of comments about people saying well, this game wasn't on Tomlin. The failure of Pittsburgh wasn't on Tomlin. It's on the players. It's always on the players. I'm sorry. The players develop through the coach.
So I hear those arguments, yeah. Because we're in that boat that a lot of this is on Tomlin, and what the past few years has just been stale. Doesn't help that the team just plays absolute horseshit.
Exactly.
But
yes, there
is
is some accountability. I mean, there's a lot of accountability on the players. Obviously, this is their job. This is what they're supposed to do. DK should not have dropped that pass. It was easy right to the hands, but I think where that falls into play is there's not enough discipline at practice. There is not, and we've heard Rodgers even talk about that. What's the point?
Yeah, and I just think it is just the leadership that is just insane.
And
but,
I mean, no matter what, if you half-ass it at practice, and I always thought that this was bullshit when we were in high school playing sports. Our coaches would always say, if you half-ass it at practice, you're going to half-ass it in the game. And I always thought, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to half-ass it at practice, but the game is what matters. And the game is what matters. But if you're not putting yourself through that regimen to keep working and getting better and better, you're just going to plateau at a certain point. And that's exactly what's happening to the Steelers. Not even just the offense, just the Steelers, period. But I don't know.
I mean, again, now we enter the new regime of Pittsburgh, and I don't know what that looks like. I don't know who you go after. Obviously, you let Tomlin go, and this part is interesting, and this is just going to, I guess, depend on Tomlin. So it's because he didn't get fired, he voluntarily left, which means the Steelers still hold his contract rights.
Yep.
Yeah, so if he wanted to, I don't know if he will, but if he wanted to go coach somewhere else, he would have to be traded.
Now,
very similar to Sean Payton when he took that break from the Saints. He had to get traded into Denver.
My dad and I were talking about this about 2 weeks ago, and we kind of saw that this is how it's going to go. They're not going to just outright fire him. They're going to let him leave respectfully. They're going to let him drop.
And I'm there too. I've been pretty big on that. Tomlin at least deserves to leave on his own terms, but you at least got to be hey. And I don't know what the meeting was, but yeah, they did meet, so I don't know who instigated it of hey, what should be going on moving forward.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I mean, I think you're right. I think not necessarily the pressure got to him, but he knows that he's not helping this team to move forward.
And it's just gotten to that point because again, there's bigger problems in Pittsburgh for the Steelers, and I don't know if people realize that or not, but. Yeah, Tomlin's had his faults, and it's just been stale for so long. But he's not the only issue going on in that organization.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of it falls on the ownership of the Rooneys. I think a lot of it falls on the GMs from previous GMs that we've had, not bringing in the right coordinators. Which I mean, that's also kind of again on Tomlin because people don't realize that either. They're well, the coordinators haven't been bad, and I was well, you'll never guess who picks the coordinators for the team.
Yeah.
So I don't know the right. I mean, you gotta do a full clean house because there's no reason this guy is still here. Mike Tomlin's not. There's no reason at all.
I agree.
I think that's crazy that Terrell Austin's still here. Technically, I'm sure they'll get rid of him in this week. And
I'm curious to see what the news is going to be on that. Yeah.
I think you clean house. You bring in somebody else. Arthur Smith. I made a comment a few weeks ago. He is the best offensive coordinator I think Mike Tomlin has brought in. Now, hold on. The bar is extremely low.
It is. It is.
Very low. And honestly, Arthur Smith has had flashes where, I'm okay, this offensive calling is pretty good. But he's had a lot of flashes where this is, not very good. The entire game this week was not very good.
Not good at all.
And, again, he was interviewing for the Titans. They were asking them questions. I totally believe that was on his mind. go touch the Titans, dude. I don't care. Like, go coach the Titans. I like if that's what you want. And I swear to God, if this ends up being like a promotion for Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose
That
my
would be
mind.
crazy, right? They wouldn't
think
do that.
I don't think they would. I think they got to gnog it enough. But like, goodness even brings up, is Pittsburgh a top destination for a new head coach? Just based on, because I think of just how historic the franchise itself is, how historic the city of Pittsburgh is. I think those fall into places. Now, I think it's maybe more of a destination for defense because there's not a lot of offensive pieces to work with other than the draft. If you get offensive players, and if you really think Will Howard's the guy. Said it again. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is coming back now, especially that Tomlin is gone. I'd be shocked if he comes back to the Pittsburgh with a new head coach. I don't know. I saw if he comes back, I was like, Tomlin has to want him to come back.
Yeah,
and that's the only reason I think Aaron Rodgers would want to come back.
I would love to see him come back though, and I know that this won't happen, but fill up like QB2 role. Let Howard be the QB1. Have Rodgers there to help coach him at the helm because, like, yes, they have quarterback coaches and they have all that, but having that in-game experience is completely different than just somebody telling you, hey, this is what you should do in this situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Because you saw it at Green Bay. One with Favre when Rodgers took over. Rodgers was there, 3 years before he got to start?
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And he got to watch Favre and how he played and how the offense works. And obviously that changes every little bit every year, but he got to experience that without having to have all of that pressure on him. And then you saw it with Jordan Love.
Yeah, the same thing in Green Bay.
So I like
Aaron Rodgers did with Jordan Love.
I don't like Green Bay, but they are the exact example that I think every team should follow when you're moving on from your quarterback. Because the quarterback is the helm of that team.
Their past 3 quarterbacks have been franchise quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like the process of how they do things. So that's another interesting, and maybe lead me into my next point of who is the coaching candidate that you go get for Pittsburgh. There's oddly, and I don't really agree with this, there's oddly some smoke about Matt LaFleur getting fired from Green Bay.
Really?
Yeah, just because, again, just the past few seasons, he's been first-round exits for the playoffs. And I think that's kind of, I don't know. Like, it hasn't been going on as much as Pittsburgh, or for as long as Pittsburgh, obviously. But, like, the past, I think, three years, they've been the 7th seed and got bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
And I think, which is just crazy. I don't know. But, like, if that were to happen, is that, like, your number 1 pick? I don't know. A few pieces that I brought up. Now, Marcus Freeman, the head coach for Notre Dame, I brought up as a guy that I thought I'd like to see because he's a young guy, defensive guy. Now, this was like 2 weeks ago, he did state that he was staying in Notre Dame.
Okay.
But does the opening of the Pittsburgh Steelers head coaching job change that? That's where I'm like, I don't know.
I think I would like to see somebody like college ball come up. I would like to see a new head coach.
If you want, like Dan Lanning, if you want an offensive guy, who's the head coach of Oregon.
Yeah, honestly, I and again, I think that going offense is your better option. It's not that like, I mean, obviously it doesn't matter too much, but what I miss seeing out of Pittsburgh is the punchiness of the offense. I miss like the defense has been fine, and defense can totally win you games. And I guess I'm just a little selfish here, but I miss how electric that Pittsburgh offense used to be. You could trust
Big Ben, Antonio Brown,
yes,
Bill.
Yes.
I mean, that's another thing too. We should have known when we didn't win Super Bowl with them, bro. Like, oh my god, and again, it's just like we've run out of point of excuses because Tomlin has had in his tenure multiple years with the highest paid offense in the league with the Killer Bees era.
Yep.
He's had multiple seasons with the highest paid defense in the year in the league, and like he's had Le'Veon Bell, who was probably the greatest running back during that 2010s era.
Oh yeah.
He had Antonio Brown, who probably would have ended his career as the best wide receiver ever if he didn't get drilled in the head by Vontaze Burfict.
Yeah, that Burfict hit changed him forever.
Yeah. You have Ben Roethlisberger, Hall of Fame quarterback. You have Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame quarterback. you had Russell Wilson, Hall of Fame quarterback question mark.
Yeah.
Probably. He's
Asterisk.
definitely 2 and probably 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
He's flipped coordinators like crazy. I know we're just running out of excuses. And, yeah, you know what? We're probably going to win 5 or 4 games next season.
No, yeah. Like I said,
go.
Next season, if not the next 2, are going to be rough.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. But that's okay.
But, again, let's look at what New England's been doing, dude. They haven't been back to they haven't been to the playoffs since Tom Brady's last season in New England. Had some shitty years. Drafted in some players, got some pieces on defense, got their franchise quarterback, brought in a new head coach. Now they're probably going to have an MVP candidate with Drake May, and they're the number 2 seed in the AFC, and they're probably going to go to the Super Bowl. Maybe.
It's possible. It's very possible.
But, things like that just have to happen. But, again, those also happen with confident people at the helm moving things around. And that's ownership and GM as well. You got to have good owners and good GMs to get the coach that you want, to get the coordinators that you want, to draft the players that you can keep and be franchise guys. And again, why I keep saying there's bigger things going on in Pittsburgh because we don't keep our first round picks. Mm-hmm. We don't. Cam Hayward, TJ Watt. Am I missing anybody else besides the people that are still on the rookie contract?
I don't think so.
I don't think I am either.
I think that's it.
Kevin Colbert hasn't drafted well. Omar Khan is at least drafting well. Give it him, but just his free agency moves have have my question marks.
No, I agree.
I don't know if Art Rooney actually gives a shit because, again, they just don't fire coaches. They don't. We had to wait for Tomlin to leave on his own terms, which we knew it was probably going to happen. We knew they weren't going to fire Mike Tomlin.
Yep.
We knew that he had to leave on his own terms, and that's finally what happened. And we're just move forward. But again, we fired Matt Canada last year. That's the first time we fired a coordinator or a coach since I think the 40s or 50s. Yeah. We just don't do that. Pittsburgh just doesn't do that.
Right.
And again, yes, there was a problem with Mike Tomlin. Offense was stale. The team was stale. Wasn't getting anything done. And the past almost decade now, we're going on a decade of just not doing anything. Mm-hmm. But there's bigger problems going on, and it's gonna be shitty. But Mike Tomlin's not the sole reason for this. And again, I think it's just got to a point where there's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do anymore. He's been doing this for so long, and they bring in different pieces. The same shit's happening, and I'm sure there's much deeper stuff going on in the office that we don't know about and we don't see. I'm sure of it, but there's bigger problems going on in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. It's not just Mike Tomlin. So I don't know what the future holds. I don't know who you get after, but we are certainly entering a new era, a new regime for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I think at the end of the day, no matter what, there's a lot of silver linings here. I mean, granted, I'm looking at it from a third-person perspective, but just based on how the past 19 seasons have been and just the decline that we've seen, I think that this is going to be – I think it's going to be good for you guys.
This is my only thing. Again, yes, I knew it was time. We needed a refresh. Art Rooney just got to make the right choice. And, again, there's bigger issues going on that is bigger than Mike Tomlin and probably bigger than Omar Khan. I think that there's an issue there.
No, I agree.
And we just got to pick the right time. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe I'm knocking on wood. There's no one. Maybe Brian Flores is the one candidate that's sticking out to me that maybe you go get. This is also just my issue too. I know we talk about this is an offensive kind of league, offensive kind of game now, and how important offensive coaches are and offensive minds are. I don't know if there's anything attractive in the Steelers that would make an offensive coordinator want to show up.
Other than unless they want a challenge. I mean,
exactly. Unless you the only thing you got for you is that you got DK Metcalf and you have a good offensive line. You gotta hope that Will Howard does turn out really well. Again, I hope he does.
Yeah.
But then you just draft well. That's what you're kind of banking.
Yeah,
on. Again,
there's a lot of luck
that's
going into it.
It's not impossible, but usually it's least more attractive as a defensive mind because you got TJ, you got Alex, you got Nick, Jack Sawyer, Derek Harmon, all just on the defensive line, and then you have Peyton Wilson, you got Patrick Queen. Joey Porter and the secondary. So I think this is a little more attractive for a defensive coach. I think we probably will end up getting a defensive coach
because
sure. just of the history of the Steelers, of just try to revamp that steel curtain blitzburg that we talked about priorly. I think that's probably just going to end up happening. I think it is just more attractive for a defensive coach to come in based on what the pieces we have, and then
Right.
but like they just then that coach just has to get a good coordinator, and I think there are options for that as well. But I just don't know. I mean, like this happened today. I'm sure by Saturday or whenever this episode gets posted, I don't know, I'll have a different thought. But I've been trying to think about this. It's 7:00 right now, and the news came out at 2.
Yeah.
I still don't know what. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
No.
Again, it was time, but there's way more issues.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing is that the Steelers lasted longer in the playoffs than the Philadelphia Eagles, reigning Super Bowl champs. So
up, dude.
I will. So Hood.
All right.
Balls in your court.
So I don't have as much passion to talk about this because I haven't dealt with the same exact thing for the past 19 years. What's new? We're getting another offensive coordinator. Jalen Hurts is going to have his 6th offensive coordinator
In Philly.
And
I think his 10th plus college?
give or take, yeah.
Because I think 9 or 10, because in college he had a different coordinator every single year.
Yeah.
And since being an Eagle, he's had a different coordinator every single year.
Now, all I want to say is we are never wrong. We're just early. A.J. Brown needs to be off the team. A.J. Brown
crazy.
sucks as a wide receiver. He was awesome last year. I loved him last year. But he did so much talking this year to not produce anything. And actions speak way louder than words.
Yeah, thank God DK Metcalf does not talk as much as A.J. Brown, because then that's the only thing I'm like, okay, maybe DK is not as bad.
Yeah. No.
But
listen,
oh my God, A.J. Brown. To
Dude.
do all that talking just to have how many drops?
6 drop passes, 4 pivotal. 4 were pivotal.
All right, now how many catches did Big Dom have on that sideline?
Big Dom had 1 more catch than A.J. Brown in all of the second half, which was 1 catch. He had 1 catch. Put Big Dom in the colors, dude. Put him on the field. Get him padding.
I cannot fathom that. That is, I mean, we were watching it together, dude, and I was with you. I'm like, oh my God, he can't catch a ball today.
He can't, dude.
And they tried.
They did.
He had like what, 12 targets, 10 targets?
You cannot tell me that any of this is on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts looked fine that whole game. And your quarterback is only as good as the weapons that you have. And if the weapons that you have are not catching passes that hit them right in either the numbers or the hands, then that's not on the quarterback. He had what? How many yards did he have? 168 yards. Nothing crazy. It's been what he's been doing all year. But that is still enough to make it. That's enough to win. He just didn't have the people helping him. And don't even get me fucking started on Jake Elliott.
Oh my God. I mean, how crucial is that extra point that he missed?
If he made that extra point, we could have had the opportunity to tie it up at the end and go into OT.
You mean you guys were right there in field goal?
We were right there.
Just outside the red zone? Maybe just inside the red zone? But well enough in field goal range to hopefully make it.
For Elliott to make it, dude. Okay. Elliott is, by definition now, the worst kicker in playoffs.
I did see that, and I was actually just looking to see what exactly.
I don't remember the exact stats, but he's like 35%.
Especially with like extra points, he's really bad.
Yeah, I just don't even understand what happened on that kick. Like, yes, it was windy in Philly that day, but
okay, I haven't dove too far. Okay, right here. So Jake Elliott is 37 for 43 on extra points in playoff career, making him the worst extra point kicker in playoff history. Is this thing in part of my take posted? Oh wait, no, they posted 31 for 43, 72% completion.
72%. Okay, I'm getting the 31 from there. Okay. Yeah.
Point after. But, I mean, it's windy. But here's the thing, dude. The wind, I've got the video right here. If we want to talk about the wind, let me pull this up real quick. And we can talk about how much the wind probably does not play a factor, because I'm watching this, as you said, wind. I was like, oh, that's not good. All right, let's restart the video. You got my screen? You see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see the wind is blowing
So I don't know. Did he just try to like overcompensate?
I don't know, but the wind is blowing this way to the left, and he just kicked it to the other direction.
I
don't
like
know.
that's the only thing that
I don't
makes
know
sense.
if he was
He's
trying
trying to
to
overcompensate for the wind.
I guess. Oh
But
my
either way,
God.
you have been in the league for what, 10 years? I think he's been in for 10 years.
It's been in it for quite a long time.
Maybe more, but you should know where to place that ball at that point. Like, I know I'm speaking from somebody who's not doing it, but like, brother, this is your job. This is your job. You have been crucial so many times. It's not like the pressure's getting to him.
No, I don't get it. He's been pretty good at field goals, but extra points, that's impressive. He's really bad at extra points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. But, yeah, I mean, he struggled last year, as we remember. Kind of like all season, I feel like he was a struggle last year. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. And then this year, he started off kind of on the same foot, but then I feel like, again, got better. Correct me if I'm wrong. During, like, most of the season.
He did.
But then this past, like, month, stinky Jake Elliott, man.
Stinky Jake Elliott, dude.
Stinky. Oh, it's Jake Elliott. Ew. Oh.
No, I don't know, man.
So I mean, is Jake Elliott done? I think he has to.
I think Jake Elliott needs to
unfortunately
walk. I think that we need to drop A.J. Brown. We need to trade him. And we finally got rid of Kevin Patullo. The war is over.
So, yeah, war is over. Kevin Patullo is gone. That announcement came today, just a few hours after the Tomlin news broke.
Not that long ago.
Huge breaking news.
I can tell you, my emotions are set. I'm very happy that he's gone.
I mean, yeah, you've been kind of cursing his name all season, and that makes sense. So
I am curious at how Sirianni is going to pull this team together next year.
So that's what I was kind of wanted to bring up and get your opinions on that, of what exactly your thoughts are on Nick Sirianni and what the Eagles should do with him moving forward.
I like Sirianni. I do. He is a little inconsistent. We've seen it the past 4 or 5 years now. Has a great season, kind of falls off the next one. Has a great season, kind of falls off. So hopefully it means that we're going to have a fantastic season next year.
Well, okay, that's another great thing. The history, what has told us recently, is that the Eagles lose in the first round of the playoffs. The following season, they go to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
They lost that Super Bowl to the Chiefs.
Yep.
Next season, lost in the first round. Season after that, went to the Super Bowl. That time you won.
Yes.
This season,
Lost
first
in the
round
wild
exit
card.
in the playoffs. So, Super Bowl run next year?
I'm feeling soupy.
Do
I'm feeling soupy.
we place it right now?
Book it. No,
Book it right now?
There's not much to say. Like, I'm upset, obviously, but like, I also kind of prepared myself for this. I mean, we saw it coming. They were not good enough to. The defense was. The defense was great. We wasted the best defense in the NFL.
I agree. And again, kind of, now I won't say that our defense was great, but just in the stretch of things, like you've made comments before about stuff of like the defense starts out really good, but like offense doesn't give them a chance to rest, and like they can only do so much.
Tire
and
out,
I think that was this week's problem with the Steelers. And
Yeah.
then, like, most of the reason was just the offensive struggles. I mean, they got 2 scores off of that. But, like, yeah, and fourth quarter, Woody Marsh has run the ball down the throats of the Steelers' defense. They just can't keep up. Like, they've been doing – like, they can't – they were on the field so much. And like, Eagles do the same thing. Like,
well,
their
like
defense, I feel like, is so good, but they're on the field too much.
I think that as soon as Jawan Jennings threw that pass to Christian McCaffrey, that was what solidified the mentality in Philly. That was immediately like oh, shit, we just lost. And you could see it with the defense. They slowed down like crazy after that. I mean, they were still putting up a fight, but it just...
You bring up the Jawan Jennings pass. I just want to quickly bring this up because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
I want to show you a stat for career passing touchdowns in the playoffs. Jawan Jennings has 2.
He has 2?
He has 2. He threw one in the Super Bowl, and he threw one this week against the Eagles.
That's crazy.
You know who also has 2 in their career in the playoffs? Justin Herbert.
He sucks. Oh, God, he sucks.
What's next for the Philadelphia Eagles?
So I don't know. I don't know who we're going to be looking at for OC. But okay, knock on wood, because I'll probably eat these words. Anything is better than Kevin Patullo.
I think Matt Canada's looking for a job.
Honestly, I'd take Matt Canada right now over Kevin Patullo.
You don't mean that. You don't mean that. I promise you, you don't mean that.
We've talked about this before, and I'm standing my ground on this one. I'm standing it. We don't have Kenny Pickett to ruin his career.
Oh, yeah. Kenny Pickett ruined that candidate, I guess. Of course.
But no, Nick Sirianni, to be back on him real quick, I think that he is a really good coach for Philadelphia, and I don't think that he's given us any reason to think otherwise. I think that we stay with Sirianni. If we were to get rid of him now, that would be so stupid and way too quick. We would be jumping the gun. If we have another, and I hate to say this because like we went 11-6. We on paper we did great. We didn't look very good, but we will also win 11-6. Like that's a great record.
Yeah.
So I don't like the rhetoric of saying, Sirianni is the problem. He needs to go. Again, all the idiots saying that Jalen Hurts is the problem still just don't know ball. I think our team stays exactly how it is. Kevin Patullo leaves. We're gonna do better.
Now, I just want to entertain this. I did see the idea. What if, hypothetically, the Eagles
I think I know where you're going with this.
Fire Sirianni, but promote Vic Fangio? I feel like that's a guy you kind of want to keep around. He's doing pretty good with that defense. I love
Vic Fangio
He's doing pretty good with that defense.
For the defense specifically. I'm sure that he would be fine as a head coach for the Eagles, but what I like about Sirianni is his, when he does it, the attack presence that we have. The ability to just say, okay, we need, a long drive, couple runs, we're in. Like we can see how this needs to play out. Where I think that we need to keep Fangio specifically focused on the defense, because if we have somebody else looking after that defense, there is no way that they will be as good as they are right now. Vic Fangio is fantastic, and I want to keep him no matter what.
He's looking for head coaching jobs?
I pray to God he's not. But that's also like the upside and downside to Sirianni is he's got a pretty good coaching tree so far.
He does a pretty good coaching tree. Now, Vic Fangio's been around for a while.
He has. He's been around for a really long time. Yeah, he was with the Dolphins before us, right? He's been the Eagles coordinator for a while.
He's one that hasn't jumped around.
Yeah, he hasn't. But we got him from the Dolphins, I think 3 years ago. And I mean, you can tell our defense has looked fantastic ever since. But that's the exact reason why. Like, yes, does he deserve to be promoted? Sure. Do I would think everybody else who is an Eagles fan want him to be promoted? Not at all. Because he is so good at the job he does right now.
He's doing a pretty good job with that defense. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. But entering a little, it's going to be a whole new year next year, man.
It is. It is.
Holy cow! There's just so many things wrong. There's just so many things.
Well, we've been saying it all season. Like, this has been such a weird season. Everything that you think should be going right is going wrong. Everything that's going wrong is going right. Chicago Bears are in the playoffs. I can't wait
to. There's this guy I watch on YouTube, and he like goes. I think I told you about it before, but he goes back in like history and like recaps the season.
Yeah.
I can't wait in like 5-10 years when he does the 2025 season, and he's gonna be like,
this one will be in the books.
Way crazy.
Yeah.
And he's gonna talk about 14-year-old Aaron Rodgers winning the North and Mike Tomlin leaving the next day, and like meanwhile the Bears are compete for the NFC. Holy crud,
we are in the weirdest timeline, the absolute weirdest timeline.
This is the weirdest timeline. We picked the right time to start doing a podcast.
But go ahead and start to book it. Eagles Super Bowl next year for sure. If stats tell us anything. In fact, I'll place it right now.
I believe you. Go ahead, throw the house on it.
Okay,
don't do that. All right, let's tickle our toes around a little bit of what happened elsewhere around the league. Bills beat the Jags.
Yes, they did.
Trevor Lawrence wasn't.
They looked bad.
Icy,
they were. I think the pressure got to him. I'm not gonna lie.
They threw 2 picks, and when they needed them most, the very first play, he threw a pick to end the game.
Yep. That man, that broke my heart too. I was really excited to see them.
Yeah, that hurt.
Really excited.
That hurt. But I mean, again, does this just open this up now for Josh Allen? So now Josh Allen has to go to Denver, who they've had a week off.
Okay, here's my thoughts. As we've both said before, Denver, not the greatest team out there, but they do enough. Josh Allen in the playoffs is not the greatest player, but sometimes every now and then does enough. I think
the
Broncos.
Yeah, because then I'm also like, on the other side of that, the Texans are going to Patriots.
Patriots are going to mop the floor with the Texans.
I know exactly what just happened because I just fucking watched it. The Texans' offense was not good.
No, they looked
CJ
terrible.
Stroud did not play good, and because of a fumble and an interception, like the defense got 2 touchdowns off of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the offense itself did not look that good. Like CJ Stroud was not very good, and he can't do that again except to win in New England.
Especially with the Patriots that we're seeing right now. Patriots are going to wipe the
even
floor.
Like the Patriots,
that might as well just be a bye week for them.
The Patriots, the next game, I didn't think they looked perfect, but it looked way better than the Texans did against the Chargers. So I don't know. I'm tempted to go Patriots Bills for the AFC Championship, and it's just another AFC North or AFC East battle.
You think Bills are going to take the Broncos?
I think they're going to find a way. I don't know. Both of these teams just kind of scrape on by. I think it's going to be about what quarterback plays better that day, and I mean, right now I got to give it to the reigning MVP.
I mean,
over Bo Nix.
Throughout all these,
I do not have a boner, bro.
I think that we can easily say I think the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl.
I think so. Yeah, I think it'll be in Foxborough for that AFC Championship. Bills got to go on the road again, and
I mean, now the Broncos and the Bills are both teams that can play in the cold.
That is true. That is true. So, but Drake made man. I don't know. So
no, I don't know. Their team looks really good.
I'll flip it over to the other side of I think the team I do want to cheer for. We need to talk about the Bears.
The Bears.
This insane comeback that they had against the Packers, dude.
31-27.
It was 21-3 going in the halftime.
Yeah.
And so what's funny, it was 21-3 at halftime. The Bears rally back, score 25 points in the fourth quarter, and they win 31-27.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that's Matt LaFleur, head coach of the Packers, who just blew a 21-3 lead?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that Matt LaFleur was on the coaching staff of the Atlanta Falcons when they lost the Super Bowl 28-3?
Yes, I do.
That's a little funny.
Yeah, that was a fun game too.
But I mean, just like crazy, because then even CJ Stroud, and he did at least acknowledge it. He was like, he said I was like, I'm not happy about that because I did not play good at all.
Wait,
because
who are you talking about?
Caleb Williams.
You said CJ Stroud.
Dude, wow. Sorry, he's just stuck in my head.
No, you're good. Just confused me for a second. But yeah,
so angry and sad. Yeah, but he threw 2 picks in the first half and just wasn't good. And then they even started with the ball and they still weren't scoring points. So you're just like what the heck are they going to do? But their defense showed up, and then the Bears are just so fun to watch.
They're a really good team to watch. Okay, listen, I am still in the camp, which is mostly just because I've said it, and now I feel like I got to stick by my word. I still think the Seahawks are going to take it, man.
So we'll see. So if the Bears end up seeing the Seahawks, it'll be in the NFC Championship because they're on the other side of the bracket.
Yep.
But I think I really like the Bears at home against the Rams because then I was talking about it. I've been harping on forever. Rams did beat the Panthers. But I really thought they were going to have it, dude. And you want to talk about a coordinator not fired. I'm shocked the Panthers have not fired their defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Panthers were in it, dude. They were in it the entire time.
They were.
Got the late score, got the lead with just under 2.5 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Rams just cakewalked down the field and scored.
No, I mean, that was a great game. It was a great game to watch.
Great game.
Puka Nacua can catch whatever he wants. It's so amazing. I love that guy.
He can. And I think because then you enter this offseason, Bryce Young is entering his 5th-year option. Seemingly, it sounds like from what I've been reading that the Panthers are going to pick him up on that. So they maybe have their guy, I think, for the first time in a while.
I hope, yeah.
I think. The Panthers, for me, were pretty fun to watch this season. Mm-hmm. And I really thought they really had a chance to win a playoff game.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was giving you crap all season about, rooting for the Panthers and everything. But at the end of the day, they were a great team. They looked really good.
I think that, this is going to the stamp of a good direction for the Panthers. I think exactly. keep bouncing forward. But yeah, they ended up losing. So I like the Bears against the Rams, and then Seahawks 49ers for the third time this year.
Yep.
That won't be fun.
I want the Seahawks to destroy the 49ers.
Why?
I wonder.
Guess we'll never know.
No, I'm definitely rooting Seahawks. I've been pretty adamant about it all season. Like, I like the Rams. If I had to pick another team that's not the Steelers or the Eagles, I always like the Rams. I like Puka, so I'd love to see him get a ring. But there's something about the Seahawks, man. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see how Sam Darnold shows up in playoff form. Hopefully, it's nothing like it was last year. That hurt a little bit.
We'll just have to see.
It hurt the heart a little bit.
Yep. But he's got another chance. So
I
think it'll be good for him.
But I think I'm done sulking. I don't know if you.
Yeah, I think I'm done with football.
I'm just confused, dude. And I mean, this at least gives us a lot of stuff to talk about this offseason.
Well,
it's going to be a
yeah.
lot of developing stuff on the Steelers side, and
then
the Eagles are going to look for a coordinator. So there's not going to be a dull moment like I was kind of nervous about.
That's the truth. That's the truth. I'm excited. I mean, I don't think, at least as an Eagles fan, I have anything to really be worried about in the offseason. I don't know how many pieces we could lose here. It always scares me with the defense. I don't like going into the offseason with a fantastic defense because I feel like we're definitely going to lose some great pieces, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. Offense, we can afford to lose some pieces, A.J. Brown. So there's some money that we can save. But I don't know. Minecraft episode next week?
I'm going to have to do a Minecraft episode. Hopefully by this time next week we'll hear a little bit more information about the head coaching hunt for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we can hopefully dice it down just a little bit. But, I mean, I don't know. You said you're excited. I think I'm excited.
I think you should be excited.
I'm just, again, I've said it I don't know how many times. It was time for it to happen, and I think this is going to be good for both parties, for Tomlin and the Steelers.
Well, let me ask you this.
However, there are more problems in Pittsburgh than I think people realize.
There are.
And that's what makes me nervous. Because I do fear. You can ask me that. Just hold on one second. I do fear that we're not. There's not a head coaching candidate I like so far on the table. Now that could change, but I think it's totally in the ballpark that they pick the wrong guy, and then we're gonna win 7 games in 2 years, and everyone's gonna be like, "We told you so." But I'm like, that's all I'm gonna say.
So, okay, would you rather have the security of knowing that you're going to go and have a winning season by a game or two, or take that gamble and see if this fixes it?
But again, so here's if I was any other team. No, that's not true. It's who I'm putting my faith in, dude. I'm putting my faith in Art, man, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah. That's the problem. And if I was anyone else, a lot of other teams, I'd be like, yeah, I feel pretty good about getting a new head coach. But the Rooneys are cheap, and that's it. They don't. So they gotta hire someone that they gotta keep for the next 15 years, dude.
Right.
Because they don't fire coaches.
They're not gonna fire him,
and they're not. Yeah, so we gotta hire a guy that we're gonna have for 15 years, and come year 9 or 10, we're gonna be like, this guy needs to leave, and then we're gonna have to watch him for another 5 years, and we're gonna fire him, and then Rooneys don't fire coaches. Rooneys are cheap little bastards.
It's very true.
And I gotta have them pick a head coach.
It's very true. It's the Irish.
2025. So again, I don't know. I'd like to think that Pittsburgh is a high destination place for coaches, just given the franchise's history and the city's history.
Yeah.
And you got defensive pieces there to work with. Again, you got draft pieces as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it the number one.
No.
But it's definitely it's probably 2. If you put Baltimore, I say Baltimore's probably, because Baltimore,
at least as far as places to go right now.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I thought you were a little delusional for a second, but it just in all the
Over
32
what?
teams.
Why?
I thought that you were just talking about destination period. Like,
Oh, no.
the Steelers would be the best team in
No, I'm
the
saying
32 teams.
right
But no,
now,
I
out of
agree.
all-
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
out of all the coaches that need heads, it's probably
Baltimore is definitely
it's
number one, I think.
It's at least I think it's probably Pittsburgh's probably number one for like a defensive guy that wants a spot, and then I'd probably go Baltimore's number one for an offensive guy because you get Lamar and
You've got a lot of
Mark
weapons.
Andrews. Yeah, you got a lot of offense pieces to work with, and as opposed to the other side, like Steelers, you got a lot of defense pieces to work with. But I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know.
I just want to see Harbaugh and Tomlin face each other again in the opposite colors and make it all the way to the AFC Championship.
It's also crazy that out of all the AFC North teams, and I was close to calling this, but out of all the AFC North teams, Zach Taylor and the Bengals is the only one that still has a job. And I think that's the guy that I'd argue he needs to be on first.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. After this season,
I can debate and defend Tomlin. I can debate and defend John Harbaugh. I can debate and defend Kevin Stefanski. But there's nothing for Zach Taylor. He's just so lucky Joe Burrow took him to the Super Bowl one time.
One time.
And he's still here. It's so crazy. Oh my God! But yeah, I mean, we're just when we thought it was over, man. It's picking right back up.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of fun things to talk about. The draft in Pittsburgh. The countdown starts now. We're on the clock.
That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
It's
very
much fun. And again, we better take a wide receiver because if we don't, I don't know what we're doing.
Well, with that, I think that'll probably call the episode. What do you say? You got any final words of wisdom?
I mean, I've already bitched for an hour, so I don't know what more you want out of me other than congratulations, enjoy retirement, probably ? Mike Tomlin and Art Rooney. Don't fuck this up. Do not. There are bigger problems, and it's not just Tomlin. I'm gonna preach that till I die.
Well, with that, thank you all for watching. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and to all the other teams that got knocked out, we'll see y'all in Cancun. Until then, stay loud, stay proud. We'll see you on game day.
Pittsburgh's not going to the Super Bowl.